Well, alright. Hello there to everyone who's tuning in, and welcome to another KSP session where we will continue our career in the JNSQ system. So, last time we managed to perform a successful lunar orbiter mission, and so now, which made us a lot of money thanks to contracts, and now we will see what to do next. Uh, I'm thinking about doing some other mission and then upgrading the tracking station, which will give us maneuver nodes together with the already upgraded mission control building, which will really enhance our ability to do stuff. But I want to have a little bit more margin because the tracking station upgrade is 300,000 funds, and right now I have only 71,000 margin for that purchase, and that's not something I feel comfortable about. So let's see what contracts we have active at the moment. We have the old satellite contract, which I might try to tackle this time, but I want to do it together with something else, which I'm now going to find. And then we have this moon exploration contract, which is long term, so we can leave it in the background like that. So let's head to mission control and see what's available. The Cleversat doesn't offer much. Well, there is a lower satellite. Oh, but yeah. I could try a double satellite architecture again. Yeah, seems like it could work because yeah, I'm going to take it. It's very lucrative. Now this is a contract for Muna satellite. I might start doing them in the future. Next we have relays. We have exploration, like land on moon. Oh, this is these contracts are interesting. So now let's take moon landing. This one. Let's just landing an uncrewed probe on moon. All right. And then Kerbal and achievement records are incompatible with my strategies. Well, I could do them, but they wouldn't really be lucrative. I'd have penalties. And let's see if there is anything worthy of testing. This is transporting an engine in the orbit of Moon. I'm not sure if it's small enough for it to be doable. This is a part testing on the ground, part testing flying, part testing in orbit, transporting a radial decoupler. I'm pretty sure I can do that during a normal launch. Okay, we have a bunch of contracts now, so let's go ahead and complete them. I'm going to go first with the... Oh, and also I have to have a look at the dimensions of the Chickadee engine, and as well as building satellites for the two satellite deployment contracts. So, I don't know if... Oh no, this I didn't save the saplings, so I'm going to have to build them again from scratch. Do I have the tree yet? Or whatever that's called? No, I don't, so it's probably too big. Now, these. Okay, now let's build the small satellite for the low orbit. So it will just be a solar panel. And small antenna. It will be in high orbit, and I don't think there's any science left to do there. So now samples, light. Light hasn't been done in space high. So this one will fly the light experiment. Might requires inclination. Radiation scan has been done. Site is already being done, and I'll include it in the bigger probe. Telemetry report has been done. So I'm going to have light. Configurement experiments. Light. Oh, I'm sure the temperature report is done as well. Space high, yeah. Moon. Alright. So now this is the small satellite. Now we're gonna have the big satellite as well. So decoupling. TV06. Other probe, fuel tank, engine, set the delta indicator to vacuum, configure experiments to site in order to aid the other probe. Now this is small, but this one will be big. Oh, the KUS probe. Is there any way to configure it? I don't know why, but no. We need power, so let's have a usual configuration. Oh no, I don't think I can afford more than 16 parts. And I'm already at... Hello there, C7! How are you doing? I'm already at 10 parts out of 16. And I want to include... Okay, I'll include one battery. And I'm going to use this one to save on part count. Next, I'm going to have... Also, it doesn't cost less. I'm going to have 4 antennas. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Like that. I'm doing very fine, thank you. And that's pretty much it. Let's set engine quality to high. Now we still have plenty of delta V more or less, and mass is still low. We still have 1 part to spare, which I will use on an extra solar panel. Electrical, there. Now I don't think there's any problem with the design. Yeah, there isn't. Let's name it configure name sapling 3 priority 9, configure name sapling 4. Hopefully this is the right count. Accept. Now this spacecraft will be able to fulfill both contracts and perform science. So now let's integrate the rocket image, a rocket integrate. And now I also want to carry the TT14 radial decoupler, which is, this is the TT38K, I think, yes. So I'm actually going to have to remove the solar panel to carry one decoupler. This small boy. And I'm going to place it here, just for testing purposes. It will slightly change the center of mass, but it won't be a problem. Oh, I forgot the antenna. Oh no, I have the antennas there. Okay, now let's check our staging. First two boosters, the real decouplers, core stage. This only says testing, and I'm going to, well, I'm just going to leave it inactive. I'm putting it on the same stage as stage separation because it's there. Okay. Then payload separation and engine ignition, and then secondary payload separation. Perfect. Let's call it sapling 4. And let's add it to building list. And let's hope this mission goes better than the previous ones. Pull this up, warp to complete. Meanwhile, we are getting science from the other spacecrafts. I think I might be able to unlock the relay antenna by the next lunar flight, which will be a huge win. Rollout. Beautiful sunny day. Launch. Okay, let's go about our usual business of importing the program into KOS, open terminal, copy, path, 0/PE detect. Oh yeah, typo. So clear screen, copy path, 0/PE detect, run PE detect, close terminal. Staging is good. Let's have our contract window open to see if the TT14 radial decoupler will be successfully transported to the required altitude. And ignition. Oh, precision control and up-axis monitoring. Let's also begin our gravity turn as usual. Well, actually this is a new thing I introduced on recent launch. Now we have to go fast. Oh, we're not gonna make it. No, we don't have enough thrust. Yeah, sad. We failed. Okay, we didn't make it this contract this time, but we're gonna do it in the future. Oh, shoot, I'm losing control. Well, not really losing control, more like following a wrong path. I am extremely low, but this only means the trajectory is efficient and deadly. Oh, come on! Oh, what exploded? Oh, the antenna exploded. Yeah, no, I know you can make it. I know you can make it. We survived. Our propsys is inefficient as hell as usual, and we lost the antenna. The small one, I guess. Yeah, whatever. We are in space, so we can stage. Sibling 4, automation, deploy, start experiments. Time warp. Commence burn. Physical time off because the burn is long. You can really see the burn was inefficient. I really need like pairing or at least an aerodynamic cone, but then it would eat like 2 parts of the budget. Wait, I can save 1 part by making the 2 tanks in the upper stage common. I should definitely do that. That would already give me some room for some measure like that. Okay, maneuver is almost done. Perfect. Uh, are the solar panels exposed? Kind of. Now they are. Okay, we are in a perfect spot for our maneuver. Oh, of course. Hello there, Sancho. Good evening. Now let's see what our spacecrafts are. Sapling 4, fly. I just have to toggle between spacecrafts to sort out a bug. Nothing to worry about. Now here we are, and we can start our burn. Won't take long. Might require staging. And let's declutter our view. Okay, let's stage. Shut down. Panels are always exposed. We performed the light experiment. Very well, now we have reached 90 science points, which will allow us to unlock a tech node, or 3 batteries, whatever. Okay, almost lost it there. Time to circularize. We are now at apopsis. This won't take long. We should be in a correct orbit. I correct inclination as soon as I can. Descending node, so I have to point the radial out. Sorry, normal. So like that. That's correct. Timer started. Okay, now the low orbit satellite has been delivered. First contract was completed. Now let's stage. Let's release the small satellite into its orbit. And we lost control because we don't have an antenna. Well, who cares? because we lost it during flight. Now let's move to the higher orbit. I'm going to wait to get to the line of nodes. Where I'll perform a progress burn. This way I will combine the circularization burn with the inclination correction burn, which will make it more efficient. Hello there, Sulfur. Hope you're doing fine. At least at these altitudes, I don't have to worry about the ground stations and losing control. That's one nice thing. Okay, reducing throttle. There. Yeah, it just needs to be on the orbit, and in fact the contract was completed without any problem, so that's just like a role-playing thing, an act of being correct and stuff like that, but the contract is just fine. The mission is proceeding without any flaw for now. Okay, now we need to burn prograde and slightly normal. So in this direction. Correct? Yes. Wow, after like, what is this? 5 years of KSP, I can read the number. That's progress. Okay, orbit achieved. It's counting down. Contract completed. That's 25,000 bucks, baby. We got our finances past the 400,000 mark. Amazing, amazing. Now let's just get our solar panels on the correct side. Exposure is good. Now let's see science. Is science being collected? Well, science experiment is being done. So we can go back to the Space Center. Now it's time to grab a tech node. We could get some slightly bigger engines, some different tanks. Oh, the chickadee is very small. No, I'm not going to the orbit paint stage for the simple reason that I don't have any control on it, so it's staying there. Chickadee is very small, so that contract might be very feasible. It sucks as far as vacuum performance is concerned, but I don't care. It's very light, so I can just bring it along. Or I can have like bigger tanks. There is this thing which would give me fairings and another science experiments. Wait, these are 45 nodes. So I could get 2 of them. These are 90 and these are 45. C7, I think you're talking about the satellite. The thing with the engine was a satellite. The propulsion system is integral to the satellite. I don't have room for decoupler in my 30 part count that my DAB allows me, so it's staying there. I could do aviation, but planes. I'm not a plane guy, but I like the lamp. I'll have to get it at some point. We have RCS thrusters, parachutes. These are working towards flying a Kerbal into space. Here we have antennas, an extra slot for many science experiments, which might be good. More antennas, a lot of antennas. Experiment return unit. This is our first concept part with the altimeter. The Science Junior. Oh, I'm taking this without question. And I'm gonna leave these 47 science there. I might need them because I could take like general construction to get like the cargo bay, the magnetometer boom, the flag. But then I might decide that I need one of these nodes, so yeah. Now, we still have the radial decoupler contract, and it's clear that I won't fulfill it with just the rocket, the normal launches. So I might have to fly it on just a thumper SRB on its own. Now, is the Chickadee still available for grabbing? Muna escape trajectory? No, it isn't. Transporting a TS-06 decoupler to basically almost suborbital trajectory with basically any speed you want. Very doable. Transporting these, I don't think will be that slow at 5,000 meters, so no. Cave trajectory. Stasis park on the ground, of course. Another ground testing part right now. Alright. Escape trajectory. Perfect. Let's fly this very quick testing mission. Okay, control probe. NOSCON. This will protect us from heating. Maybe. I'll have a heat shield below. To protect us from eating if this one explodes. Then I will have the testing package. So well, it's just the TT14 decoupler. kind of offset it inward like that. Then I have to transport the TS06, mind you, TS06. Hello there, lover. And that's the stuff that's going to Suboto. Next, the stamper. And now I'm giving it the default grain geometry. Now we need the usual 4 fins for stability. Now this can fly to suborbital without issue, I guess. I'll include an antenna. Do I include an antenna? No, I don't. I don't care. Last thing is the launch site testing stuff. So I have a small decoupler because this one is cheap. It'll go here. Then I'm going to have this truss just to have some space. Now what do I need to test? The CR10A engine. So the small M10. And the spark. There. Finally, nothing else. Actually, I'm going to swap these two. Okay. Staging is okay. I'm going to name it Sawdust. I don't know, 9, 8, no, 9, and add it to build list. Any problem? No. Don't save. And while we do this testing fight, the parts will we just decided to research will unlock, because of course Kerbal construction time does that thing as well. Science is flowing. You can see data being transmitted from sapling 4. And I think OhK4 is now out of range. Now roll out Sawdust 9. Warp to dawn. Cancel. Launch. I think. Oh yeah, I could definitely attach the engines in the booster, but if I did it, they would explode on launch when they are hit by the plume. But maybe this way I can recover them and like save $2,000 or something like that, which is really a meager sum, but I won't spit on that. Money is money. So, ground test complete. Look at us, those small compensations. Now the engines have been detached and hopefully they will stay there. Now what I have to do is Okay, testing the thumper on the launch site, and which will happen as soon as I hit the spacebar. Then I have to transport these two things that are here. So let's launch and let's hope the flight profile is up to the task. We are accelerating. Yeah, still accelerating. Oh yes, I have a good feeling about this. Yes, the TT-14 was successfully tested. The other one, yeah, but I didn't want them to fly physically because that would have thrown off my balance. This won't be a problem because the mission failed. The mission failed because the solid booster exploded due to overheating. That acceleration was too brutal, couldn't handle the drip. Maybe I should have set the grain geometry to be a one with lower thrust, but I really didn't remember about it because it's been ages since I last launched the suborbital mission with just a thumper. But I'll just give it a shot on one of the next orbital flights. The velocity parameters should be met without any problem, and the mission was still commercially successful. I don't think the problem was in the parts that our editor could handle because like it was the booster itself. So I don't think a cover would have really done it. It would have probably just increased drag too much. Well, in retrospective, a parachute would have been very welcome. Yeah, but the mission more than paid off, as it is. Some parts might even survive. Let's watch it fall. Now it's gonna explode badly. Precisely. Space Center. Oh, also, by attaching the engines to the booster, I would have lost them. So, in hindsight, that was a good move. Alright. I think it could be time to upgrade these. Let's see what. Let's pick the next contracts. So we have this one, which will do nicely. I think then we could now focus on a moon landing. And I don't know if I have any landing gears. Do I have landing gears or anything to take its place? I think I unlock them with the first parachutes, but I'm not sure. I do. Now exploration plus. Let's see, Cleversat. Oh, Cleversat is now asking me a lot of stuff. I think Sapling 2 doesn't have any propulsion system, so I don't know why it's asking me to move it. Or I could do one of these. Put a satellite in orbit of Moon. There's any. New satellite in the orbit of Moon. Are the orbits weird? Oh, this is retrograde? But I think, well, no, being a retrograde orbit isn't really that difficult on the Moon. It's all about your transfer trajectory. Work on a satellite constellation. Poor Sapling 2 is looking lonely. We'd like you to move it in sync with Sapling 2. Maybe they will be friends. Move Sapling 3 into the specified orbit. Oh, that's interesting. I'm looking into it. Move Sapling 3 into the specified orbit. Let's see. Okay, Sapling 3 is Orc 3, Sapling 2, Sapling 4. But Sapling 3 doesn't even have control. These contracts are completely nonsensical. Doesn't make any sense. Relays. So I could either do a mono orbiter or start trying to land. I want to land. So let's see if there's anything that can be tested. Test the hammered launch site. No, thank you. No. There's nothing I can really do. Okay, let's focus on a moon landing. So I'm going to upgrade the tracking station. I have spent 300,000 funds, but I have plenty. And I'm confident on I have probably like like 3 launches to complete the next contract. I can do it. And I've seen that I can get back on my legs with path testing in any case. So now let's create a lander. Now I think, let's see, I want to see if, oh, I've got an idea. Let's implement drop tanks. So let's set it to compact. Then let's have a TS06 stage separator. Where is it? Here. And then fuel tank. I'm going to enable cross feed because I need it. and hopefully this can deliver here. Maybe like that. Yeah. So now this will okay. I don't trust the stock indicator. Oh, I didn't want to open it. Let me grab my calculator. Let me. Well, no, I'll do it in the end. I know that this design is for sure is more efficient than a simple than anything else can be. Now landing legs will be the micro ones, and there will be 3 of them. So 3 times symmetry set to 3. This looks ugly. I love it. Well, it isn't even that ugly because in any case the landing legs are either dead in the center of one side or on an angle, but I want them on this side because this way the Octo logo is visible. Now I'm going to have a slight offset. Start retracted. Extend. Adorable. Now next the usual things, or I might put the battery bank up there to create some spacing. Now the landing legs can be in a much freer position without even clipping to the fuel tank. Now I want communication with the usual 4 antenna design. Because that's the only one that can give me robust, an even acceptable communication rate. Okay. Retract. Now we need solar panels, and I'm going to have maybe one on this, well, maybe one per side. Oh, I'll figure this out later. Later on. Now let's choose this. Let's increase the data capacity. Let's set the engine quality to high. Now configure unmanned experiments. I might want to wait for the data upgrade capacity to have 2 unmanned experiments on board. But I think I'm going to carry, well, telemetry report, because the alternatives are Geiger counter. What? Okay, light is yeah, I was thinking about maybe putting the solar panels on top of the battery as well, because that's what I've done for pretty much all of my landers. So I probably end up doing that here as well. Light can only be done in space. Might same. Sight same. actually set amend experiment to telemetry report and then stick the Geiger counter and the thermometer on the sides. Let's see. Science. Geiger thermometer. Oh shoot. Thermometer and Geiger counter. Now the only thing that's missing is a solar panel. And the part count is just fine. Start retracted, and I have room for precisely 2 solar panels. Then go here. Oh, but they interfere with the landing leg. Can I put 3? And maybe sacrifice an antenna? No, I won't sacrifice an antenna. Well, I can go a bit asymmetric. Oh, screw it. I'm going to set the symmetry to radial and do this thing. It's horrible, but it's going to more or less work. Now let's see, simulate these. Let's simulate a couple of experiments. And let's see what our electrical situation is. Perfect. Yeah, 3 solar panels will be dead part count, and so I'm not in them. There's just 2 here. So now let's save this as OhC5. And I'm now going to calculate the delta V manually because I don't trust the stock counter, not one bit. So let's have our calculator. The ISP of the plug engine should be 330 seconds. So we're starting, so 330 times 9.806 times, open parentheses. Now it's the natural log of 1195, which is a launch mass, which will give us plenty of leftover fuel in the upper stage for sure, divided by 6 times 4 plus natural log of 622 divided by 422. That's a delta V of 3000 meters per second. And I love it. And also the indications of the stock delta V calculator were also correct. So excuse me for doubting about you. Pardon me. Now I'm going to just say, oh, let's see what the delta V saved if we didn't stage. So how do we set the stock indicator to not stage. Well, I'm just going to calculate it myself. Well, it would go towards 495. Starting from that number. Well, we got around 150 meters per second of delta V from this scheme, which is decent. Okay. So, in short, we have a lander which doesn't have any errors, has plenty of delta V, and so we have saved it. I'm not starting its construction yet. No, I am. So I'm going to take the Marche rocket, integrate it into the design. No engine shell, thank you. Check staging. Second stage engine, sustainer engine. Also, let's check that the fuel tank can resist to. Well, this can't really take any thermal stress, so I'm going to apply the trajectory more carefully. And let's add this to building list. Well, there we are. We have a moonlander. And now, since it's already pretty late, I'm going to end the streaming here. It was one of the best ones I had in recent times. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. May your lunches not be scrubbed by random cruise ships, and goodbye.